Hello YouTube, my name's Chance, you can call me Fuego as well, and this is going to be my start into the world of recording gameplay. This isn't my first time making content. I streamed on Twitch for a couple years, primarily over the course of COVID, and then also tried to for the last couple years, but kept falling out of the habit. I don't feel the most comfortable with recording, and so this is a way to force myself out of my comfort shell. The videos aren't going to be like scripted or pre-planned for the most part. They're going to just be natural gameplay, maybe a couple cuts here and there for boring stuff like mining and that sort of thing. But largely it's just going to be me playing Minecraft the way that I play Minecraft when I play alone or with friends. It's going to be a hardcore world on a custom map that is primarily supposed to be islands. So it's going to be sort of a hardcore survival island type scenario. I've got a data pack that changes the world gen, and then one that you've already seen that makes the leaves decay faster, a couple other vanilla tweak things, one to make it to where Enderman can't grief. Creepers still can. I just find it very annoying when I get random blocks of dirt and gravel placed on my builds. And then I have Optifine. Other than that, it'll be functionally a vanilla experience. I don't know how long the world's going to survive. I have played hardcore before successfully back when I streamed. I want to say it was my second, potentially my third attempt when I finally was able to beat the dragon. So I would say I'm a fairly skilled and experienced Minecraft player. I've been playing since the early beta days, summer of 2010. I don't remember the specific version. But yeah, I don't know entirely what I'm going to talk about this whole time. I think I'm going to try and have episodes go maybe 20 or 30 minutes or so. So the first few will probably just be a Minecraft day and then some, maybe 2 days, depending on how I'm feeling. And once I get a bed and skip the night, we'll see how things go from there. Largely when I play Minecraft, I tend to focus on decorative building and stuff. I used to build a lot of just small houses and villages and that kind of thing, but I've branched out quite a bit over the years. I don't have any specific building plans for this map, and I have not like pre-scouted the seed or anything. So the only thing that I know for sure is that there is this one island and then plenty of water to go around. There will be eventually a point where I start doing exploration and stuff, but I think for the first little while, I'm going to focus on just your basic survival needs on this island. Once I do get to the point of exploration, all the data pack that makes the world only generate oceans and islands claims that it has a slightly increased rate of structure generation, with the main focus of that being, since you have less landmass to use, there's going to be less places for structures to generate. So hopefully once it gets to that point, maybe we'll be able to do some interesting things. For right now, I'm just gonna, I don't know, kind of do my normal thing. I'm gonna build a house, build a little wheat farm down by the beach, and yeah. I can already tell that talking blindly without a script and without a chat to interact with is going to be the most difficult part of this experience, which is what I expected going through. So if I have any awkward pauses and stuff, I'm hoping that with time that I'll be able to iron that out. Because I do understand that, you know, YouTube requires a little bit of energy and whatnot to keep people interested in what's happening. Suppose actually I will get some basic crafting going. This is on the most current version of Minecraft at the moment, which is 1.21.11. I imagine that I will update as updates come out, but that will largely depend on Optifine in my texture packs and whatnot, because I would like for there to be a similar experience from video to video. Oh, nice. We have a cave right off the bat. Doesn't look like it goes very deep. So I'll probably put some fences or something around this to keep the mobs from falling in. That was one of my main worries, was that we wouldn't have any passive mobs already spawned on this island, and that we would have to do some shenanigans with creating like a secondary island by layering grass out, but looks like we got lucky. Yeah, that looks like it just goes all the way down. Or not all the way down, it goes down as far as we can see, and that's it. So an intriguing little sinkhole, I guess. The water in it's pretty odd. I imagine we'll have other kind of oddities with world generation, seeing as we have custom generation. I really like this little stony beach. I'm gonna chop this tree down. Part of why I'm doing hardcore is I recently have been doing this sort of personal challenge on a server, that a custom server that friends of mine have, coworkers and other friends, where we've had the server up for a couple years, and we all had like end game loot and stuff, and I don't love the gameplay towards the end of the game. I actually have my friends can all attest that. Oh, nice. Okay, that's actually cool. They can all attest that I stand pretty staunchly on this opinion that if you, especially in survival games, if you allow progression towards the end game too quickly, people will get burnt out of what they're doing quite fast. And so on that server, we kept the end blocked off for about 1.5 years, so nobody could get elytra or anything. I could kill these sheep to get a bed, but I think we'll rough it out the first day or two. But so once we finally got elytra, I really want that water to flow. I don't think there's any way where I can get that to fix until I get a bucket. That'll annoy me, but that's fine. But once you get elytra, it really changes the way that you perceive the game, the way that you build, the way that you travel. So by not having elytra, we were doing a lot more. I need to build a house while I talk. We were doing a lot more traditional things, like we were using minecart paths to connect our builds instead of just flying. We eventually got a nether tunnel system, and then we stopped using the minecarts, and it was kind of bittersweet because, you know, we got places faster, but using the minecarts felt special. It felt like something that you don't see very often. I'm already pacing. I need to remember that this is hardcore and that I need to focus on what I'm doing. I want cobble so I can build a little house. I'm a little bit quirky with how I harvest resources. I like to maintain the natural look of my environment as much as I can. And so I'm probably gonna do some weird stuff, like how I'm mining this stone from underwater. It's because I want to keep this little stony shore area, but I don't want to have to like dig a mine shaft right off the bat. Let's see how much can we get for a base here. But so anyways, when I was playing on that server, after a couple years on it, I eventually got to this point where I noticed that I wasn't really playing or building the way I was in the past. And then one of my friends who had never played Minecraft before joined the server up for the first time, and he starts playing the game in a way that nobody else really does anymore. It's gonna be nighttime really fast. And he was, you know, really liking using the minecarts. He was really just experiencing the game in just such a, I don't want to say juvenile way because he's a grown man, but you know, that's the best way for me to describe it, is juvenile. I'll change. This house will get changed up later. I just need something to keep myself safe, as there's going to be mobs coming out here soon. I really need to make a furnace. Okay, I'm going to be playing risky just for a moment. Okay, fine. Give me 6 more. So I want to make some torches. Whatever. I'm going to come back and break this in the morning. I need to remind myself just how scary hardcore mode can be. So I gotta play safer than I'm used to. But so anyways, he starts playing and he really inspires me to start playing the game in a more traditional sense. So what I did was I relocated myself away from a fairly large build that I had been working on over the course of, like, I don't know, over a year now at this point. Oh, I need more stone. Safe, safe, safe. Be safe. I need to make a hoe and an axe, so I need 5 stone. 3, 4, 5. But so I relocate my base. I drop everything I have off in either an ender chest or at my original place. See, there's already a creeper over there. And so then I relocate, I start over from scratch, from wood tools. And the challenge that I proposed for myself was basically I couldn't progress to the next tier of tool until I had utilized the full durability of the previous one. So like how I built the stone already, I built one. I couldn't build my stone tools until I had fully depleted the wood tools. And I couldn't build the copper tools until I fully depleted the stone tools, so on and so forth. And I've finally gotten to the point where I've got diamond and now a couple pieces of netherite as a result. And it's taken, I didn't mean to make that much, oh well. It's taken, you know, a good couple weeks for me to get to that point in the game between, you know, playing like before or after work and whatnot, and just when I have time. No way, Jose, we are not playing this game already. Holy shnikes, that's 3. Oh my god, imagine if I lose the world this fast. That'd be depressing as heck. Okay, I don't have a lot of food, so we're just gonna sit here and talk while my coal smelts until the morning time, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Maybe a sword will make more sense than a hoe and an axe at this point. But it felt so nice having, you know, an intentional challenge when I'm used to just coasting through this game as much as I do typically. I'm not showing the greatest show of that right now, but you know, it's a lot harder to talk and play at the same time when you don't know what you're doing. But so basically I just wanted to have a challenge, and that's why I'm here. I'm challenging myself on the social awkwardness side of things by forcing myself to record my gameplay and post online. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. I imagine I'll have some friends and families who do, and you know, that's all I can ask for. A lot of them supported me through my time trying out Twitch and everything, and I appreciate it a whole lot. But more than anything, I'm doing this to you know, improve myself a little bit. So, yeah, I'm getting to the point where I don't quite have the words to know what to say. And I think that's okay. I imagine a lot of people can relate to that. I don't imagine that it makes for the most premium of content, but let's see, I can make a chest. Let's see, can I make some ladders? Okay, so the creepers have at least left my immediate vicinity. Let's just light up the full perimeter of this house. Okay, there's a creeper down there. There's an enderman over there. And I see a skeleton over there next to the pig. I have 2 pigs now. I won't be able to breed those until I get a carrot to drop from a zombie, which that's fine. Let's get my hotbar organized a little bit better. Oh, geez. You know what, actually. I am not ashamed to eat rotten flesh. I am ashamed, however, if that creeper becomes a problem. Okay. I just really don't want him to blow up my first little house. Cool. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run out here, start placing a few torches wherever I can reach. This is my same method when I am lighting up like deep caves and whatnot. Basically run in, place torches as far as I can. Hope I don't get sniped by a skeleton is really the worst thing that could happen at the moment. I did see I have I did see I have at least a cow here. So we have sheep, cows, and pig. If we have 2 cows, that's really where it's... Oh, nice. I got lucky on one at least. If we have at least 2 cows, that's where it's going to be really good. Because wheat is going to be fairly easy to get. Just once the sun comes back up. And then I'll be able to place my wheat farm and everything. Got 4 seeds to start. Let's throw all that in there. Okay, so I'm not going to be forcing myself to play in the same way where my tool upgrades and everything are going to be limited, but that's okay because there's going to be enough challenge involved with this. Wonder if I can I run down? I don't want to go near skeletons. Skeletons are basically a death sentence because creepers I can avoid, and zombies, well, they have really far aggro. They're not exactly like the most threatening. Jeez, I actually physically jumped. Okay, that's oh my gosh. Okay. As long as I don't have a trident, guys, spawn. Okay, Dolphin's Grace is going to be helpful here. Alright, I can kill fish for food if I need to. Torches? No, I put them away. That's fine. Oh my. Nikes. I don't know if I'm going to restrain myself from cursing. I didn't do so when I was on Twitch, but I think that the environment of live streaming is very fundamentally different from that of YouTube. But we'll see how well I can control myself and if just saying funny words conveys the same point or not. Let's see, is there any... Take the torches. I don't know what building style I'm going to go for, because that's the other thing that I was doing when I did my reset on our private server, is I was forcing myself to build with blocks that I normally would not be building with. And one of those is birch. It's actually... Historically, I have hated birch, basically since the day that it was added to Minecraft. I don't know what it is about it, just the planks, I don't know, I don't like the paleness of the planks. I've always been a fan of oak, you know, because it's classic. It's what's been in the game functionally since the beginning of the game. And then birch it got othered in my mind, where it's like, oh, it's that other thing. Where's that skeleton at? I didn't hear him burn, which means he's probably under a tree. I think I might be safe. I'm hoping there's another skeleton that's burned so I can maybe compost, or not compost, get some bone meal. Okay. So I need to get a torch next to my wheat seeds down here. That way those can grow at night. And then I would like some stone for an axe. Anyways, yeah, my brain keeps getting sidetracked. Okay, skeleton, dangerous. Avoid that area. Let him come out into the sun if he can. But my building style, I was using diorite, copper, and birch. Now, copper's not a block that I've been opposed to utilizing. I actually really like it and think it's underused by the community as a whole. Oh, I need to stop sprinting. I need to remind myself I have no food and this is hardcore. And then diorite, I used it realistically. I use it for two things. When it first was added to the game, I used to use it on townie servers to make like sidewalks and stuff, which I don't know. I mean, it worked, I guess. That was, you know, a whole decade or longer ago at this point. Oh, there's iron right off the bat. Okay, can I break this in time? We'll see. And so using the 3 blocks together, I kind of ended up with a decent palette that I would not have normally pegged to be something I would like. Oh, okay, we're just gonna go in from the side here. I know I said I don't like disturbing the terrain, but if getting actual decent minerals is an option, that's what I'm gonna go for. Oh, nice, cool. If I can get 2, yep, okay, cool. This is a game changer right off the bat. This means I'm going to be able to get shears, which means we will be able to get a bed very quickly. And the bed in this case isn't going to be for respawning, because obviously we're on hardcore, and if we die, we die. But it will be very useful for skipping the night to avoid monsters, as well as, well, the most important monsters is going to be phantoms. And phantoms aren't so much of a problem. I think the community at large complains about them way more than necessary, but they are deadly though. I just think that the gameplay loop of having to click on a bed once every hour is not as bad as what people let it on to be. So let's get this so we can make a bed. Then I'm quick. Have it right here so I don't have to waste any extra coal. I'm gonna turn that into stone so I can make myself a stone cutter, which is, in my opinion, like one of the most essential blocks in the game for building and everything else. Wow, I got very lucky. Let's find a piece of like a flower so I can dye this something. Oh, let's make an axe as well. I think I'm going to play out for pretty much the rest of this day, finish off this little hovel of a shack that I've got going here, and then we'll call it at that. So it'll probably be about a 30-minute or so episode, and that might be what I try and go for a general length of video. I know this video has been really just all over the place. That's frankly just how my mind works. So I would like to say that this isn't how every video I make is going to be, but I really can't guarantee that promise. So hopefully people find it entertaining or endearing or something of the sort. Here, I want that. I was hoping that would get me high enough up to start regenerating hearts. I don't think I'm going to chop down every single tree on this island, but I think... So the way that I tend to chop trees is I look for like where there's gaps where if I chop the tree, it's not gonna leave any like floating blobs of leaf mass. I don't know why, I've always found that annoying. Like, everybody dislikes the floating tree, the person that just, you know, chops this and then moves on. But I don't like it when the leaves decay and if it's too close to another tree, how it just maintains a blob of leafage. I think it might happen when I break this one. Yeah, so like these ones are all in proximity of these logs to where they can't decay on their own. And then I just hate punching leaves. I could use the shears, but I don't know. When you play the game for so long, you develop these quirks that just stay with you forever. Yeah, I'll break this one. As far as like things I plan to do while here, while I am not like an expert redstoner, I've made a couple custom farms in the past, but for the most part, I used to always just look up tutorials. But I think I'm gonna try and any redstone I do here, I'm not gonna look up the farm design. What I tend to do is I'll look up like the individual modules, like timers or specific like AND gates and OR gates and like the logic circuits, and then I try and build my machine utilizing known logic circuits. And so I'll probably play in a way similar to that. That likely won't be down the line for a little bit because, well, for one, I have to get the redstone and everything. But I also tend to just build farms as they're needed. So I don't usually like automate everything in the game. I think if you automate too much, it's kind of similar to my Elytra endgame theory. I think you eventually get to the point where you have a harder time staying in the game because, like, mentally in the game, because you're taking away the actual stuff for you to do in the game. And the less stuff there is for you to do, unless you're constantly building, which fortunately for me, I do tend to enjoy building a fair bit, you end up not really being as into it, is kind of my experience. Let's see, build some trapdoors. So these will be my windows. This way I can look out and punch and snipe and do whatever. I might put some on the other side over here as well, actually. And we'll build a little roof. Kind of want more stone to build the roof out of. See, I wasn't fast enough. But it does mean I can build myself a stone cutter. Just put that in the corner there. No, I'm not making a painting. I was really tempted to for a second. It's like, wow, that sure would decorate my house up nicely, but that would have been a bad idea. Okay, what do I want my floor? I think I need to go get some stone. Okay, so there's one cow right there for sure. We have at least 2 pigs and at least 2 sheep. If I only have 1 cow, that is the most unfortunate thing. There are 3 pigs minimum. Well, good news is I'll be able to farm sheep, but leather would have been really nice. Okay, I'm just gonna build a quick little mine. I just want to get enough. Do I have any more coal? I do. I just want to get enough stone to start. Build it right here. I want to get enough stone to build a roof, I think. I do want to utilize the minecarts again. I just think that they are a underappreciated aspect of the game. Oh, hey, I can... This isn't exactly what I intended, but that's fine. Oh, actually, no, this is really annoying. Oh. I just blocked myself in. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous, actually. Oh no. Come on! Come on! No! Wow, that was a lot scarier of a moment than what I expected it to be. I picked the absolute worst spot for me to dig this mine down. I'm not even getting cobble. You know what? It's nighttime. I'm gonna run up and we're gonna call it here, actually, because I don't want to die right at the end of the very first episode. I'll build myself the secondary window that I meant to build. And at 3.5 hearts and half of my hunger gone, and it being nighttime, that is where I'm gonna call this episode. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.